There is a hidden principle that distinguished the most legendary warrior in history from average men. And the uncomfortable reality is that the vast majority of men today lack the strength to live by it. Miyamoto Musashi fought in 60 duels to the death. He was never defeated, and he left this world undefeated at the age of 62. Yet his true power was not just in his sword. What he uncovered about male weakness is deeply unsettling. In the final years of his life, he wrote reflections that still strike with force. He believed that most men become diminished because they are enslaved by 3 internal addictions, 3 forces that silently erode them from the inside. And when you understand what those 3 forces are, you may begin to see how they operate in your own life. But before we dive into those 3 destructive weaknesses, make sure to subscribe to the channel, support this video, and turn on notifications so you don't miss future insights. Now, let's return to the story, because to grasp the lessons, you must first understand the man. The version most people know is only a fragment of the truth. Miyamoto Musashi was born in 1584 during one of the bloodiest periods in feudal Japan. The country was torn apart by warfare and constant power struggles. At 13, he killed his first opponent in a duel. By 16, he had already earned a reputation as a fierce and unstoppable fighter. But here is what is rarely emphasized. Musashi was not merely a warrior. He was a strategist of the human mind. He carefully observed his opponents before battle. He studied their posture, their impatience, their arrogance, their hidden anxiety. Long before blades crossed, he defeated them psychologically. A respected historian from the University of Tokyo once remarked that Musashi did not triumph because he was faster or stronger. He triumphed because he grasped something fundamental about human nature that his rivals had never confronted within themselves. That understanding transformed his approach entirely. So, what were the 3 weaknesses he identified? In the later years of his life, Musashi wrote a short but powerful text known as Dokodo, often translated as the way of walking alone. In it, he described 3 destructive tendencies that can weaken any man. The first weakness is the addiction to approval. Musashi wrote, "Do not seek to be liked by everyone." He understood that craving validation functions like a dependency. When someone praises you, your brain releases dopamine, the same chemical triggered by addictive substances. The feeling is rewarding and, like any addiction, you begin to want more. You need more praise, more recognition, more reassurance to feel secure. This is why so many men alter themselves for attention, whether through social media, status, or constant affirmation. They sacrifice authenticity for applause. Musashi realized centuries ago that once your worth depends on others' approval, you surrender your authority. A man who hands away his power becomes a shadow. The second weakness is avoidance of discomfort. Musashi advised acceptance of circumstances as they are. He recognized a harsh truth. Most men spend their lives running from hardship. They avoid difficult conversations, postpone meaningful decisions, and evade responsibility. But when you constantly escape discomfort, you shrink in strength. True resilience is forged in pressure. Modern neuroscience supports this insight. The brain develops new neural pathways when pushed beyond habitual comfort. When men avoid challenge, they stagnate emotionally and mentally. Musashi deliberately exposed himself to adversity. He understood that discomfort tempers character the way fire tempers steel. The third weakness is enslavement to desire. perhaps the most damaging of all. Musashi advised detachment from excessive craving. He believed that a man governed by impulses, whether sexual urges, appetite for pleasure, hunger for distraction, or thirst for recognition, is not truly sovereign. He is reactive, not in control. Many men believe they are free, yet they are directed by urges they cannot restrain. They serve appetite instead of purpose. Musashi rose above this condition. He disciplined his desires rather than submitting to them. When you command your impulses instead of obeying them, you become formidable. But these teachings were only the beginning of his philosophy. Musashi developed an extreme discipline he described as forging through solitude. After his early victories, he made a radical choice. He would live in isolation for extended periods. No romantic attachments, no close companions, no emotional safety net. Why? Because he believed that a man only discovers his authentic strength when no one is left to rescue him. He trained alone in remote mountains. He meditated in silent caves. He faced his fears without distraction. During this solitude, he encountered what he described as 3 inner adversaries. The first was doubt, the voice whispering that he was insufficient. The second was dependency, the belief that he needed others to feel complete. The third was fear, the dread of loss, rejection, and failure. Instead of suppressing these voices, Musashi confronted them relentlessly. Through discipline and awareness, he overcame them. He also practiced what he called the ritual of living death. At dawn, he would meditate and vividly imagine his own mortality, his life ending, his body struck down. It may seem grim, but its purpose was liberation. When you truly accept that death is inevitable, fear loosens its hold. Psychologists affirm that fear of death lies beneath many other anxieties. When mortality is embraced, smaller fears lose power. Years of rigorous discipline transformed Musashi into something extraordinary. When he re-entered society, opponents sensed a change. Before combat even began, many already felt defeated. Why? Because Musashi radiated composure and certainty. His presence unsettled them. One samurai who survived facing him described looking into Musashi's eyes as staring into a void. There was no trace of fear. During this period, Musashi articulated 5 guiding laws. First, accept solitude as your teacher. Second, convert discomfort into fuel. Third, eliminate emotional dependence on validation. Fourth, live as though death has already been accepted. Fifth, master your impulses completely. The ultimate demonstration of his transformation came in his legendary duel against Sasaki Kojiro, one of Japan's most respected swordsmen. Musashi intentionally arrived 3 hours late. It was not arrogance, it was psychological strategy. While Kojiro grew restless and agitated, Musashi remained calm, carving a wooden sword from a boat oar. By the time the duel began, Kojiro was mentally unsettled. The fight lasted less than a minute, yet the deeper lesson came afterward. In the final decades of his life, Musashi refrained from killing again. Though challenged repeatedly, he prevailed without taking lives. He had transcended the need to prove dominance. From his reflections emerged what could be called the code of strong men. Strong men do not need to display strength. Strong men practice patience, willing to wait years for the right moment. Strong men are not enslaved by ego. They revise their thinking when confronted with truth. Strong men recognize their vulnerabilities and strengthen them. Strong men remain unpredictable. Perhaps Musashi's most unsettling observation concerned competition itself. He realized that most men do not compete to triumph. They compete merely to avoid defeat. Predators pursue conquest. Prey defend to survive. Musashi chose to compete as a predator, focused not on fear, but on victory. He also devised a mental test. He imagined losing everything: status, wealth, health, relationships. Then he asked himself, would I still remain strong? His answer was unwavering, yes, because his strength was internal, not dependent on possessions or praise. And here lies his ultimate insight. The difference between strong and weak men is not what they accumulate, it is what they can endure without. Weak men rely on constant reassurance, distraction, pleasure, and companionship to feel complete. Strong men can exist without these. Paradoxically, that independence often attracts respect and success. This leads to the final paradox. When you stop depending on something, you gain influence over it. When you cease seeking approval, respect increases. When you stop chasing companionship, others gravitate toward you. When you release desperation for success, it often follows. Musashi understood this centuries ago, and it remains true. Now, the choice is yours. You can close this video and return to familiar habits. Or you can accept the challenge and begin reshaping your life. If you have listened this far, you have already shown more focus than many. So make it real. Write in the comments, I accept Musashi's challenge. Commit publicly to your growth. Subscribe to the channel for continued insights into the minds of history's strongest figures. Remember, weak men pursue comfort. Strong men pursue growth. The road to strength often requires solitude. But at the end of that road, you will not stand isolated. You will stand complete.